Hi, I'm Crystal. I teach in a small rural community about 50 minutes outside of St. Louis, Missouri. I teach computers and yearbook and photography. And I am beginning to completely redesign my seventh grade final module in Canvas. Um, our final I teach three sections of seventh grade, and the seventh grade class is only a quarter long. Our final module is planning a trip using the internet, um, and building on those uh, research skills that we have been learning all quarter. I wanted to go a little bit more in depth in our uh, final module and in the introduction for that module to check for prior knowledge and to get them more excited and engaged in the module. Throughout my thought process for this lesson, I've actually changed. When I first started thinking I was going to do the poster walk, I was planning on doing it at the end of the module, and I still may do that, only it'll be quite a bit different than what I have here. But I felt like this poster walk would be a great way to get them focused on those skills that they have learned and that they're going to need to do this project. Um, I'm going to use this time on this video not only to show you that lesson, but to kind of walk you through what I have redesigned so far for that course. This includes my homepage here, which isn't a huge redesign. I have been using Bitmoji Classrooms as my homepage for my Canvas classes ever since I started using Canvas. However, I have eliminated some buttons and made sure that I have module buttons on this Bitmoji classroom that are big enough that they don't just overlook them. Um, so it's the Let's Take a Trip. Why are we not going anywhere? There we go. It's the Let's Take a Trip module that I am working on right now. Again, this is our last module of the course where they take all of their internet researching skills that we have been working on all quarter to create a vacation for them and their family. I did start a discussion this last quarter with this last group of seventh graders I have to give them a chance to brainstorm places they'd like to go and give their peers a chance to talk to them through a discussion on a topic that I know they enjoy talking about. I am still going to include that, but I've kind of changed that up a little bit too. I'm starting with the introduction, and this is the lesson we're going to be looking at. The introduction to Let's Take a Trip. I always like to start an introduction with some kind of video. Now, this video here is basically just an advertisement for a travel agency. I'm starting with that, and I tell the students this because their final um, assignment for this module is to create an advertisement for their vacation. So, this kind of gets them excited about that. And then every time I have a slideshow that I go over with the class, I always include it on my Canvas, either in the introduction or on the assignment page someplace. So even after we have gone over it in class, or if somebody's missed class, or somebody's home for an extended amount of time and having to learn at home, the slideshow is there and it's available to them. I'm actually going to go over here for us to look at the slideshow. Um, I started this with a quote because I like quotes. And then I moved on to the poster walk, which was the biggest part of this and why I redesigned this lesson this way. I am, oops, sorry. I am giving them a reason for what we are doing. I'm giving them, this is the wrong one. I'm, let's go over here. That was the wrong one. I'm sorry. I updated it after that. Here it is. Sorry. Okay, here we go. There's my quote. There's the first. There we go. There's the first one. As you can see, I'm having them get into groups. And what's going to happen is there's actually going to be blank posters up around the room with the questions. And the questions I'm going to use are down here. Um, red, what what do you need to do research online? Blue was how are you going to know how much it costs to drive from one place to another? Um, because those are things that they're going to have to do for this. But the questions are all right down here that are going to be on the posters, but they're also going to be up on the board. And it tells them which sticky notes to use for the answers. And then their group will put their sticky notes on the posters. After that, everyone's going to take time and walk with their groups to each poster and look at all the answers and take time to discuss it and answer questions like, did everyone have the same answers? Is there something there for another group that you didn't think of? Did another group miss the mark altogether? All of that. And then finally, they're going to take some time to reflect silently. I'm not going to say on their own because they can reply to each other in this discussion also. Um, are you ready for our last project? This project is going to help you show what you've learned about doing online research for real world situations. You will be planning a trip. Now that we've done our poster walk, reflect on what you saw. Are there things you've forgotten? Are there things you just now learned? Do you feel confident enough in your research skills to take on this project? And then respond to one of your classmates' posts in a way that encourages discussion of our topic. This is where I'm going to actually assess or pull my grade from because this will be a graded discussion. Now, when they get done with that, and you know there's always people that get done early, I do have a Padlet embedded down here so they can go ahead and start brainstorming some of those places that they may want to go. They are not, there is no real guidelines here. It's just a brainstorming um, board for them to do. So that's pretty much my lesson and my redesign so far. I feel like I have learned a lot through this and going from feeling overwhelming to feeling a little bit more um, confident in what I'm doing.